Hey everybody out there, this is O with CeeLo Pixel Gamers. I wanted to do this video preliminary to the actual review of the GB300 and what a console like this represents. Great console, extreme budget friendly. We've recently had a lot of tragedies and things that have happened, especially over in California with the fires, at Asheville with the mudslides and floods, in Virginia with the water crisis, and really in those situations morale can go down. And I think us as gamers and people who love gaming underestimate the power of how much joy a console or a game can bring to someone. In hard tragic times when things wind down and reality sets in, sometimes, especially with younger kids, it's good for them to have something that can bring joy. The reason why I bring this up is something like this is very affordable and it doesn't break the bank. And if you want to see how much it costs, link it is in the description below. I remember buying the GB Boy Color, and I'll leave a picture up here and it might scroll right here as I'm talking about it. The GB Boy Color was actually a Game Boy Color clone. What's popular right now is the Chromatic, and this came out before the Chromatic. This guy was 34 bucks when it came out, but after I think maybe a couple of years they stopped manufacturing them and the price went through the roof. So what I'm saying is, just because a console is cheap when you start off with it doesn't mean that it won't shoot up in value in the future. So my advice is, while you can, get as many as you can and get them cheap. Because you don't know if you would, for example, have to hand them out for a nonprofit organization or donation to some of these emergency places. This is something great. If you lost a home or if you had to go somewhere, you could carry this with you. And it's something that grows with you, because if you find an actual place to stay or hotel or something like that, you can hook it up via TV and play with the family. So, reason why I wanted to make this video is because I got a lot of interesting comments about why do I review cheap handheld consoles like this, or why don't you review this often expensive handheld console. And that's just never been a part of my personality. If I had something expensive, believe it or not, I had a lot of my former students give me consoles, and I still have them to this day. Everything from a Vita, PSP. My brother gave me my GameCube, and I used it to the fullest. My brother didn't want my GameCube, the GameCube I have anymore, and it has a Game Boy player, which is highly coveted right now with the disc. But later on, I'll talk about why something like this will do the capabilities of the Game Boy player on the GameCube for a fraction of the cost. Yes, you can play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy games on big screen with this device, and hear that awesome soundtracks that you hear on those handheld games that, in my opinion, were great as consoleized games. So I really wanted to make this segment first before I got into the actual review and breakdown of the console in a separate video, because I feel like sometimes we get out of hand and get spoiled as gamers. Like, just because I decide to game on this device, and for the price that it is, if you want to know, just click on the link in the description, that I'm any less of a person because I don't have a Switch or I don't have the highest high-end game console. And that doesn't make you as a gamer. Make you as a gamer is you enjoy gaming. You want to share this experience with friends and family. You know, you get happy and you appreciate the work that goes in this. You know the history of the console. A lot of people don't know of the history of the games and the budgets that go into these games. And to me, something like this will give a wider angle of people, a broader base of people, to be able to enjoy games like this. And it just disappoints me and it really hurts me to see people look down on consoles such as this. So I love consoles like this. This fits my personality, because I don't know about you guys balling out of control out there, but I'm on a budget. So something like this allows me to game on the go. If I ever damaged it or lost it, it's easier to acquire. But I'm going to be honest with you. What I learned in past times and in history is, when these consoles come out, they're not out forever. So while they're cheap, while they're available, get them, grab them, as many as you can, because later on, like I said, the GB Boy Color, I had the green line, well, it's like lime green version, lime transparent green version. I'll leave a picture up here. I think it came in 3 or 4 colors. Plays Game Boy Color and original Game Boy games. Full color backlit screen, 34 bucks. When I sold that, I sold mine for almost 100 bucks. I think it was like 85 to 100. Asking price online is usually 100, 120. But that shows you in a short amount of time that these cheap consoles can go through the roof, especially if they don't manufacture them anymore. So SF2000, SF3000, like I said, I'm going to go on and talk about this a little bit in this video. You feel free to skip or whatever. I will be coming out with a review on this console. But guys, come on now. We're all gamers out here. There's no sense in like the infighting on what we choose. Now, in good sport, I used to go at Nintendo because, you know, Sega does what Nintendo don't. It's just what it is. And that's fine in banter and, you know, respectful. But to call somebody's stuff junk or, you know, like to just be disrespectful, I don't see that. Now, if it's in jokeful banter, that's fine. But for somebody who never bought the console, never tried it, I feel disappointed because I love these consoles. I love this console. And I love the SF2000. I love the FC3000. And to me, what a lot of people don't realize is you got so much capability out the box for such a low budget. And a lot of the more expensive consoles can't even get TV out. So you can't even play it on your big screen or docket. So why pay all this money and it doesn't even have an HDMI out? I think the RG35X has HDMI out. Even the Retro FC, well, it's probably $10 now, $10 from 5 and below handheld console. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. The Retro FC, the Nintendo clone that you could carry with 500 games or really 160 or 70 games, that has TV out. The SF2000 has TV out, and you can load cartridges on it, and it has 3 or 4 ways to charge it. You can use a lithium battery, you can use AAAs, and the UI is on point. I did a review on all these consoles. You can check it on these links up here in the description. But the point of why I'm bringing this up is a lot of these people that talk trash about these consoles have never tried them. And if they did try them, they're not realizing that, oh, I paid this amount for it and these other consoles cost this amount, and like they don't pale in comparison. You're not going to pay down here and expect to get everything you get for, let's say, a Steam Deck or a Switch. And then people are not considering, well, in this economy, this is it hasn't been the greatest economy. Something like this is a godsend. It's awesome. And I just don't understand why people miss the point of what a budget console is for. It's not meant to be the biggest, baddest thing out there. Yes, you're going to have limited color selection. Yes, you're going to have limited console capabilities. But you're going to get a lot of great features that get you started and will be a great gift. And also will brighten someone's day. I mean, let's be real, guys. We've played Mario, Tetris. We've even played Super Mario Land 2. Great game on the puke green DMG screen. And if I pulled it up on here, hold on. I'm actually going to pull it up on here. And I want you to think back. Give me 1 second. Okay, so there's Super Mario Land 2 on a big bright screen. Now remember what this game used to be on the DMG, and you cannot front on me, guys. You would rather play it on this than on that old DMG. Now I didn't adjust my exposure, so it might look a little blown out like a big bright light, but I guarantee you when I look at this compared to the old DMG, love original Game Boy. Got one right there in the screen right behind you, right there, a clear one that's worth about $200. I have it. This is the console that my sister gave to me before she passed. Done it up, replaced everything on it. It's a high demand. I'll never get rid of it. And I love the DMG. However, this is Game Boy Color original. the screen is not backlit like this, guys. And let's all admit, you buy this, and I want you to think back on what we used to have. The Tiger handhelds, all the other stuff. And would you rather play this? Or would you rather play that? Links in the description. Guys, look at the price. You also get a discount if you use my discount code in the description. Also, if you add a couple things in the cart, I believe my code will work for whatever you got in your cart. And guys, get it while it's cheap. Get it while it's available. I had to talk about the why today, guys. Stop hating. Hey, if you like expensive stuff, cool. If you like the cheaper stuff, cool. I'm going to review all of it when it's time. Right now, GB300 is in my budget. And I don't know if you hate me for that, but that's what it is. If I do sell it through my Ali affiliates, it's a very small commission. So I'm not trying to sell you the most expensive thing so I can get more money. That's not what this channel is about. I love gaming. I love reviewing cool tech. And hopefully you enjoy the GB300. But I had to really share the why as to, and on my entire playlist library of gaming handhelds, you can check any one of them I've done, why I review sub $50 consoles and below. And I will review the $100 sub, and I will review the $200 and $300 ones when it's time. Right now, it's not in the budget. When the channel grows, I promise you, I will review those consoles. But guys, I always appreciate you. Thank you for being my audience. Thank you for looking in. If you haven't subscribed, definitely consider subscribing, joining, dropping a super chat or super thanks. I am a full-time content creator and entrepreneur. So a lot of actually everything that I earn or is donated to the channel helps me with what I need and also to grow the channel. Once the channel grows bigger and larger, I can review better consoles. But guys, I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you to everybody out there who's purchased something through Mercari, donated to the channel, or sent a super thanks or super chat. I really appreciate you. Guys, look out for the review for the GB300. It's coming right at you in part 2. Peace.